time to begin our 4 o'clock afternoon meeting on March the 5th, strategic plan, and at this time we'll call it for item 1 on the strategic plan meeting is Wayfinding Plan, and who's going to recognize?
Well, thank you, Mayor. Happy Mardi Gras, everyone. Today is Fat Tuesday. Well, in New Orleans anyway, not here. It all ends at midnight tonight. But anyway, we're here to talk about the citywide wayfinding plan. City Council has requested to consider approval of the citywide wayfinding plan and consider funding in the fiscal year 2020 budget. If you remember, we began a pilot program for wayfinding with the Parks and Recreation Comprehensive Signage Program. Some of that has been implemented as of today. Vazelle Design has helped us expand that program to include a larger citywide wayfinding signage system. The expanded wayfinding system details working drawings, installation specifications, and location maps based on guidelines from NCDOT. Plans developed to implement a citywide sign location plan for the signage, designating the exact sign type for each location, NCDOT permitting, giving an estimated budget to manufacture and install the wayfinding signage system. This is follows our new logo and website design. Downtown and surrounding Monroe areas not only need a unified, consistent message, but need a comprehensive, consistent wayfinding signage plan. Currently, there's a lack of signage to aid citizens in visitor wayfinding and reinforce a defined character and recognizable brand. The signage would extend beyond downtown and incorporate the city as a whole. The wayfinding system would not only enhance and reinforce city efforts, present a unified message, but add to our beautification efforts citywide. City facilities, greenway, downtown, shopping, dining areas, hotels, etc. would all benefit from a comprehensive unified signage system. And right now I'd like to turn it over to Buzz Vazelle with Vazelle Designs. He's going to go through the plan, give you all of those details now. And hopefully you've seen one of the prototypes there outside and here in the corner. So Buzz,
great.
Show's all yours.
Well, thanks, Brian. It sure is nice to be back up here again to speak with all of y'all, and to the park plan was a great place to start, and everything is working well with a consistent identity in every park, and it actually makes quite a difference at the streetscape when someone drives by. What I wanted to talk to, now I brought our initial package. There, in the wayfinding business, in the science of wayfinding logic, it's all about maps and location and placements and messages. And we could spend the next 10 hours going over that, and I did not want to do that to you guys tonight. So I have basically 8 images to show you to keep it short and sweet. But I hope everyone was able to take a look at that parking sign. And what's really interesting about that parking sign is the fact that, one, the city of Monroe has done a fantastic job of creating beautiful parking spaces. They're no longer old-fashioned parking lots. They're beautiful places with landscaping, fountains, brick walls, all kinds of very good features. And in the downtown and city economic development business, one of the biggest destinations, I always ask, what is the #1 destination for this city? And you get all kinds of answers. But the reality, the real answer, and research backs this up, is parking. Parking is a destination because people have to park in order to get out of their car to go shopping. So that's the first destination, even before shopping or even before a museum is parking. And that's why that sign out there sort of gives everyone a chance to get out of their car and walk up to a information kiosk, orient themselves to where they are. Let's say they're going to the new theater one day. They'll be able to see that theater where they are and know exactly where to walk. But what's great is on the way, they'll be able to read about the coffee shop, the restaurant, and the gift shop on the way. So that's very, very good. That's economic development 101 for most towns. And with the signage that you see out there, it's done in a big way for the city of Monroe. And this next, what we're talking about is the design phase is complete, and we've developed designs and working drawings for the entire signage project in advance. We've produced maps that identify all of the locations. It's right now it's probably close to 40 different locations that are pinpointed and have GIS locations coordinated with that. And we've obtained preliminary cost estimates for everything for the entire program to be put in place. And I always like to show this, and this is basically what I call the signage family for the city of Monroe. And as you can see, the larger signs that would be on 74 and even 601 and the connector to the bypass. A lot of this particular sign right there is 3 feet by 5 feet. This sign is 5 feet by 9 feet. It's huge, but it has to be. There's a lot of traffic going by. And in our initial workshops that we were in with the Park and Recreation and talking about the branding and options for Monroe was to have a high-tech look, and especially on 74 where most of the visitors come through. And this sign with the silver pole and part of this design there shows a lot of detail that would be in an airplane. So it's silver and it looks aeronautical, and that's the direction where we wanted to go with that. As you take a look at the downtown signs, that's a half-size prototype. It is a little bit more historic in nature, and it changes, but the messaging is all basically very clear. Your new branding colors are all put into place. You see that type of parking sign, and then the single-face parking kiosk. Information is what is needed in all of this. We can go to the next one. These are just gory details, but it's what we do as far as showing how these signs are constructed and how they go in the ground. One option that's really unique is we have an earth drill. If you can imagine a 5-foot drill bit, and we basically put that 5-foot drill bit into the ground, it stays there, and the sign bolts to it. What's really unique is it only takes one truck, one trip, and it's up. And it is wind tested and engineered in a very unique way to do this. So we hope to utilize that in this process. If ever a sign needs to be moved, we don't have to break concrete. We don't have to do anything like that. That giant drill bit just comes right out of the ground. So that showed you the family. The next part of that would be new gateways or entryways. Now we've all driven by these entryways, what you have now, and these reflect the new brand, and I think a new way of thinking as far as a fresher outlook on what Monroe is. And one thing that's interesting is I work with a lot of towns all over the U.S., and it's very interesting. I get to share information and I get to hear information on how things are done. And from an economic development aspect, a sign like that, where this particular sign goes, there's 22,000 cars a day that pass this sign. And what that equates to is in a year, that's 7 million impressions. And there's very few magazines, very few TV commercials or ads that actually get 7 million impressions. Now, if you multiply that by the 40 signs that you're going to put up, that's an unbelievable number. And it actually helps every business, every museum, and every town destination develop visibility. The Aquatic Center is a perfect example. If you didn't know where it was, you would not know it was there. But so these signs will direct the path to the Aquatic Center and to so many other destinations in and through town. This is just a smaller version, an option where the land use is compressed, and we need to do that. Next, yes, is we have this preliminary budget developed for this. And everything is best done in phases, and the reason being is when you work with the downtown area first, then the second phase, which is the outer area of Monroe, the signs direct people to an area and it all connects and makes sense. So that's why we always like to start, number one, with parking in the parking area. So that's in the blue phase 1 map, which is all of the parking signs, which is basically a $30,000 phase when you look at how that totals out. I include sales tax in this, but you're reimbursed by that. So that's then the second phase would be the downtown wayfinding signage that connects you from the parking lot to everything along the downtown streets. There are a few one-way streets, a few little places that are difficult to navigate, and this will help a visitor navigate those streets. So that would be the second phase. It's roughly $90,000 on that. And then the third phase is what I call the boulevard wayfinding. That's anyone who drives through and past Monroe. That's a part of those 22,000 trips a day. And it directs people and helps motorists become oriented to where they are. One thing that we've done as a part of our study is we've selected the routes into downtown that are the best routes into downtown. Usually NCDOT, when they put up their green sign, their test is only to put the most direct route to downtown. And they're only directing people to the town limit, not the town center. So these signs direct a motorist to the town center to a parking space is where we want to go. So that phase of 22 signs is $114,000. This is the total package that would be worked over a full 3 years is $235,000.
And that excludes your monument gateway signs.
That's right. That excludes that. And
So you have a phase 4, which would include the small gateway or, if appropriate, the large gateway, and those are individually priced. So that's over and above the $235,776.
Where will those gateway signs be located?
We have 2 right now on 74 at both ends. These would probably be a similar location, I would think. I know one, we have an agreement with the property owner for it, and we may discover where maybe a couple more might go or whatever, I don't know. The 2 that we have now will definitely be on 74.
Did you say they were in this package or excluded?
They are not part
That's what I
of
understood.
that total you see on the screen.
That's what I thought.
And the cost of those two is what?
The small gateway sign is $33,400, and the larger one, the first one you saw, is $48,960. It's right at the bottom of the screen.
That's for pair?
That's individual.
How much is the large one?
48,960.
That includes all of the masonry work.
I don't know, so.
One thing that's interesting is when you look at the big, large gateway signs, these letters are 5 inches thick. And very big letters, there's a lot of dimension in these signs. So it immediately makes an amazing first impression. In some of our meetings, we talked about the changes that the bypass is going to have to do with orientation. And then the very positive thing is traffic from Wesley Chapel in that area, basically South Charlotte, is increasing to Monroe. And so that would be another option as far as gateway.
On a sign like this, now, the price, does that include coming in and doing whatever landscaping needs to get to the ground level, put it in the whole 9 yards? Or we gotta do all the prep before this gets here?
No, it includes all of the,
Prep?
that prep. It doesn't include the landscaping as far as
Well,
flowers
yeah,
or
but
bush.
as far as
Yes,
land prep and all that.
that, yeah, it includes the foundation, the stonework, and everything else.
What's that sign made of? Not the brick part, but the sign itself, what material?
It's all aluminum. And it is, it's actually about 24 inches thick.